We are in the month of April and the new Trump market report for the month of March came out a few days ago. If you thought that it's time for the market to slow down, you're absolutely right. We are thinking the same. However, looking at the report, the slowdown is so far insignificant at best. We still have an inventory shortage, and this is at least true for the GTA. This is the first time in a couple of years, though, that we see a divergence of inventory levels between different parts of Canada, which is an indication of a shifting market. Calgary and Edmonton are the new champions for the volume of sales as compared to last year. Unlike most other metropolitan areas in Canada, year-over-year sales there actually rose by 41% and 35% respectively. For Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal, we are still in a severe inventory shortage phase, and this is where we need to tread carefully and watch the market as it is likely to change as we move forward in 2022.
We expect that the Bank of Canada will increase interest rates by 50 basis points this week, and this was preceded by a 25 basis point raise in March and is happening alongside the expectation of quantitative tightening, with our central bank reducing its asset holdings concurrently with the increase in interest rates. We expect more interest rate hikes between now and the end of the year, bringing us to 2% overnight rate by the end of 2022. At the end of the year, the Bank of Canada will likely take a breather to assess the results of the rate hikes thus far. Additionally, the federal government announced its 2022 budget. This announcement addressed a few key initiatives in the areas of housing, environment, research and development, and supply chain infrastructure investments. Two specific issues to note for real estate speculators is that the government is planning to charge full HST on assignment properties. And this is going to be the case. It will ease the speculative fervor of some pre-construction investors. And the second is that there is a 2-year moratorium on foreigners purchasing residential property in Canada.
Enough of macroeconomic news, and it's time to switch to the situation in the GTA and cover the Trump report itself. You wouldn't have to go much further than page 1 to see what's going on in our marketplace. First, let's look at year-over-year summary section. The sales volume is down by almost 30%, which would mean that either buyers are not buying or that the sellers are not selling. To understand which it is, we need to look at the few lines that follow. New listings are down 12%, and the average price is up a cheerful 18%. Both the average listing days on market and property days on market have gone down by 17 and 15% respectively. And with that, we can see the current real estate investments are outperforming stocks and the crypto market by quite a wide margin this year.
This is good news for those invested in this asset class. If, however, you're not planning to capitalize on those gains by selling some of your holdings, your joy of seeing these numbers may be short-lived, as rising interest rates will likely start pulling the prices back before the end of the year. Now, let's scoop over to the sales and average price by major home type section, where we're specifically interested in the percent change from last year. Just like in a few previous rallies, the clear winners are the 905 area code homeowners. As you can see, people owning semi-detached homes have every right to be in a celebratory mood and can even uncork a bottle of champagne. Prices for their homes have gone up by 29%. Well, it would only make sense to celebrate though if you're planning to sell your primary residence and pocket those tax-free gains. If it is your investment semi that you want to sell this year, you'd have to fork out a good chunk of your profits to the taxman looking to put your capital gains to good use in 2023.
Townhomes in the 905 area code did almost as well as the semis. Their year-over-year gain is 28%, followed closely by condo apartments, proudly standing at 25%, followed by detached homes at a 24% gain. Well, we do not want to bore you by reciting the rest of the year-over-year rising prices. Suffice it to say that for all property types and across all area codes in the GTA, they range from good to incredible. We will be attaching a link to the full report in the description below so you can go over it in detail at your own leisure.
Buyers, on the other hand, are not as lucky. In an environment with rising interest rates and a tight home inventory, they're biting their nails, thinking what their next move should be. They're truly between the rock and a hard place. If they wait for too long, their purchasing power will go down. Not to mention that the inflation will eat a part of their down payment, and of course, the big question remains whether the home prices will go down in the third and the fourth quarters of this year.
As always, we will be on a lookout for any new developments and we share any changes with you as soon as they appear. With that, we want to say thank you, remind you of the impending tax deadline, and you see our faces again covering the April market report in the beginning of May. And if you have any questions, and you may, we are just a phone call away.